One of our lead news stories was about a penguin who washed up on the beach, and basically we followed this penguin. They named him Happy Feet, and we followed this penguin's recovery, and eventually they threw him back out into the ocean. But it was such a huge thing for New Zealand, following this penguin every night on the news. Hello.
Sorry, that was like it.
It's the turn that I don't.
Okay, do you want to...
The content editor for Radio Live in New Zealand. Radio Live is a news, talk, information station, which is part of News Hub, which is a massive news organisation in New Zealand that runs on TV, radio and on digital platforms. So every day we're talking to 3 million New Zealanders, bearing in mind that there are only 4 million New Zealanders in the world. So it's a massive organisation. At the moment, my main focus is radio. That's sort of where my heart is. When I was 17, I just turned 17, and I got a gig at a local radio station where I grew up. There I studied broadcasting, got a degree in broadcasting quite quickly, because I knew that that's what I wanted to do with my life. And so from there I made the move to Auckland for a job reading news for a music radio station.
How did you get recognised at the age of 17? Because it's quite an unusual thing for a 17-year-old to be given that responsibility or accepted.
Yeah.
How did you first approach the company?
The great thing about getting into the industry young is that they don't have to pay you that much. So I think that may have been a selling point. They're like, oh yeah, here's someone that we can put on, and he won't totally destroy our station, but we can pay him very little money to do it. So it probably didn't work out that way. They probably did think, oh, why don't we give this guy a shot? He might end up being good. That's not me saying that I am good. That's just me saying I was very,
You're allowed to say that.
Very keen from a young age to do this, and so I would do everything. I started in the promotions team, which is sort of, you go to different locations, you cook sausages for people, and you give away free stuff. You drive around the station cars. That's basically where it started, from cooking sausages to here. To be honest, that's how a lot of people in this industry start, though. In radio, you start off at the bottom and you work your way up. And the bottom is literally working in the promos team. But it's such a great place to start, because you're interacting with people who listen to the station, so you actually feel a sense of pride when you're out and about representing your brand, talking to the listeners, and then you just work your way up from there.
Radio Live news from New Zealand's radio award-winning newsroom with Brin Rudkin.
Kia ora, good evening, or good morning, or afternoon, or whatever time it is where you are. I'm Brin Rudkin. This is Void News. Program set, the AM show. It's on radio, TV, so it's a TV studio, but it's also on radio, so we've got it on radio microphones as well. The main anchor sits there. We have a sports reader who sits here, and the news reader sits here. We have guests sitting here. We've got 2 robotic cameras on either side up here that can be controlled from the control centre. And the guests who are waiting to be interviewed can sit on the couch over there. There's also a microphone there if they need to talk. And because this is radio, no one's got lapel mics, so they're not mic'd up, they just use these ones. So if they have to move to do a presentation, we've also got the boom mics just above them.
So I suppose I've got a bit of explaining to do. You might have been able to tell that Brin's not from the UK, and I'm not in the UK right now, I'm in New Zealand. Not that many people know exactly why I come out here each year, so here's why. Actually, no, you can wait until the next video, which I'll release in 2 or 3 days' time, and I'll explain all then. See you there.